everyone, welcome back to Pens with M's. As you can tell from the title of the video, today we're going to be making a swatch card booklet. So there are a lot of them on the market, and you may be wondering, why am I making a swatch card booklet if I could just buy one? And the main reason is that I really wanted to do it with Tomoe River paper because this is way more similar to the fountain pen friendly papers that I write with. And because so many of my inks have sheen and shimmer and shading, I wanted to be able to show that off. And I feel like whenever I swatch on something that isn't fountain pen friendly paper, I don't get those properties. So we're gonna give this a try. Now, the way we're gonna do this is I am going to take this paper and I'm gonna cut it in 4. It's an A5 size. Then I'm going to put cardstock on the front and the back to make it a little bit sturdier because this is some pretty thin paper, and we are going to decorate it. So without further ado, let's get cracking. You know, I might actually use this for the front and the back because this is sturdier than what I had planned. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. To figure out what size I should make these, I'm gonna actually fold it in half. Let me see. This is a good size in my opinion. This is perfect. Okay, this is the size I want. So we're just gonna fold it, and I wanna make sure that I'm doing it the right size. Okie dokie. I'm not gonna do this with every single one, right? Because we'd be here forever. However, what I am gonna do is use it to line up all my other ones. So because this is a relatively new thing for me, I'm probably not going to create the entire thing of paper in this format. However, I can make quite a few. This should be a good thickness for getting it through. Let's see. Lining this up is where I always really struggle, and I don't want to mess up. So let's pay very close attention. Please stay within the navigational beacons. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if you can see very well. So I'm taking this and I'm making sure, one of the things I found really helpful is to make sure that this is like literally super flush against what I've got. Put this down, apply firm pressure. That makes a really big difference. And pressure on both sides I found helps. Push this all the way down and cut through. Thankfully, Tomoe River paper is really thin. And then I go through it one more time just to make sure I got everything, especially with multiple pages. It's really helpful. Okie dokie. Now let's take this. There we go. That's a really nice cut. Okay, now we're gonna do these again. It felt like that is probably the extent to which this can cut safely. So we're gonna leave it there. We'll do 2 more cuts. Go here again, make sure that everything lines up. And I don't know if you can see, but this is the side that I cut. This might not be perfectly square, but this side I'm assuming is going to be perfectly square because that's how it came out of the package. So that's the side that I have against this. Now I can see that right on top, I don't know if you can see, right where this fold is, that's directly on top of the little groove where the knife is going to come. So put this back down, ensure that everything is flush up against that. And once again, very carefully go through, back one more time, and there we go, a nice cut. And this is the size that they should all be. Let's do one more cut. Yeah, they're really nice. Okay, so far this is going to plan. Let us not jinx ourselves, but I'm excited about that. Gonna make one more cut. And like, honestly, this came about because I realized, oh, wait, am I on the right side? No, see, I can always tell when I screw that up. This came about because I realized, like, you know, I'm not able to move them around and I'm having to flip back and forth through this book. And as I get more inks, I'm gonna wanna compare them to each other. And it was actually proving quite difficult. So I thought, well, why don't I get one of those little swatch books that I keep seeing everybody use? But then, you know, it's not in the paper that I like. Well, you know what? There might be a reason for it. It might be that it's just not sturdy enough and we should not be doing that. Or it could be that because it's not sturdy enough, no one wants to sell that, but it's not necessarily a horrible idea to do it this way. So we're gonna find out one way or the other. Okie dokie. Now, these are the pages on the inside. Let's create the pages for the outside, or in more realistic terms, let's create the front and the back of this booklet. So we're gonna use this cardboard, which is what came with the Tomoe River paper. And I'm just gonna very quickly come here and mark the sides. I'm gonna regret doing this in pen. Let's do it in pencil. Oh, my daughter left her pencil. This is super cute. Okay, so we're gonna go here and here, and then we're gonna take this same paper over here. Okay, and we're gonna go here. Oh, come on. And here. Okay, and now we're gonna take a ruler and we're going to draw across. I have had this ruler since, I think, it may be high school, but definitely since college. Ooh, okay. That went flying. And I buy new rulers, but I always come back to this one because it's metal and it's pink. Metal is very useful for any kind of project, and then pink is just adorable. So yeah, I love this ruler. I don't know where I got it. Obviously, it was probably at Staples because that's where I used to go. Staples or Office Depot, because that's where I went shopping for my school supplies when I was younger. But yeah, I love it. I use it all the time. I've actually made a like leather project and I used that to cut because the ruler I bought for it didn't work. So it's come in clutch so many times. I'm going to put this to the side so I don't hurt it. All right. Now we are going to test the strength of this cutting blade. Okey-dokey. Oh, I did it. I don't think I give this thing enough credit. Nice. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go this way. And I technically only need these two, but I am going to create the other ones just because I feel like it's better to have a few in case I accidentally don't hole punch it properly or something like that. This way, I know. Okay. Perfect. I don't think I need this anymore. Let's move it to the side. This is going to be essentially what it looks like when it's done. I can add more paper to it, but I like this thickness for now. I think it's really good. Okie dokie. All right, now that we're here, we're gonna go ahead and take our little booklet and we're going to take, I wanna put 2 holes in it, one on either side. So we're gonna take this one, which has the hole puncher closest to the edge, and we're gonna take our piece and put it all the way back. And we're gonna go here, flip it around, do the same on that side. Et voila. Okay, now we're going to take Tomoe River paper in what should be 3 or 4 little stacks. Same thing, and flip it around. Perfect, right on top. Another stack. Ooh, that's not perfectly cut. That's okay. There we go. And now over here on this side. And finally, this batch. Okay, got all the paper done. Now we're gonna do this here. Okay, now we have all the holes through our cards and they are lined up. Next, we're gonna go in here and I think I wanna do purple just for fun. I really like this kind of transparent purple they got going on, and if I can get out 2 of them, I will. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna use these, and I chose these instead of metal ones because they're really flexible and this paper is really thin. So I didn't want anything too harsh because I was worried that if I did, then it wouldn't work as nicely. So these are going to be what goes through here. I snap them in place and there we go. Now, obviously there's going to be a lot of room left for more of these, and that's intentional because I want to be able to add more if this system works. I also don't want to use all my Tomoe River paper if the system doesn't work. But at its core, this is what it looks like. Now, it's nice, but it's not pretty. So I'm going to decorate it. So let's see, how are we going to decorate this? I've got my stamper and I've got my alphabet stamps. So definitely going to put ink swatches. Let's see. I think I want to use this. I got this from a really, really cute vendor in the Ohio Pen Show. Still getting used to using stamps as like an adult, not in the way that I used to as a kid where they were basically all self-ink and they got a mess everywhere. So oh, see, just still working with it. Okay, so let's make sure we get a good amount of ink on it because I've seen people where they like rub it on, but I don't think it was picking up enough ink. Okay, that definitely has ink everywhere it should. And then we're gonna put this right here. I do love that with the transparent stamps, you can like see what it's gonna look like. That's actually really neat. I didn't even think about that before. Almost wanna get these in that same sort of way. Oh my gosh, that works so well. That is so cool. I really, really like that. Okay, I am legit jazzed for this. Super cool. Now, obviously, let's give this a minute to dry. Obviously, the paper isn't going to be thick enough that I can go through and like just swatch on it without putting something behind it. So I'll probably swatch like this and then put it back in the book format. But yeah, that is super cool. I'm really excited about it. So let's go ahead and swatch an ink and see how it goes. Whoa, I still love this ink so much. Like I know that like I've used it several times now and I still just I'm so impressed with it. Wait till you see the shimmer that comes out of this. And truthfully, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to do this, right? So I can more easily see the shimmer. I'm gonna try to make sure that it's thicker up there and a much thinner layer down here so that we can see the different properties of the ink. Ooh, come on. Wearing oil. A raven. Very cool. And if it bleeds, doesn't really matter. It's not bleeding though, a little bit right there, but I am a huge fan of the way ink dries and the way that it crinkles this paper, which was another reason for doing this. Oh, I was a little too aggressive and scratched up some paper. All right, so this is dry now, and I can tell you that I'm loving the way that it shows off the ink. So you can really see the shimmer. You can really see the shading properties here on the side, which is something that I had not seen on any of my other swatches that I did on other papers, only on the like fountain pen friendly paper. So that's really good. And I like the way that it holds the writing, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the crinkly sound that it makes when I flip it. So all in all, I'm really excited with this method. I'm gonna see how it goes. Ultimately, these may be too difficult to open. I did try that and they were kind of hard. It's good in that they're not gonna come apart easily, but it's also bad that it might make it harder for me to manipulate them as I want to move papers around. So, you know, we'll see. I might have to change up the rings, but I'm really happy with this. I think it's gonna be a fantastic method for me. And if nothing else, it will at least keep it so that I have easy to compare swatches and everything is on its own and it's large enough, because right now the notebook, while it's cool and I do like it for collections, I think for just for my own records, it'd be good for me to have this. So super stoked, excited. And yeah, I highly recommend it. If you liked this project, go ahead and give this a like and follow me for more, because I have a bunch of other sort of similar crafty ideas.